Hey, how's it going? It's Joel,
Lexi.
and we're here from Cosmic Convos. Today we're going to discuss our marriage surviving a spiritual awakening. All right, so about I think it was about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I think I went through a strange experience. I had no idea what it was. Um, Come to find out, it was a spiritual awakening. Um, I understand that awakenings happen different for different people, and like I'm not sure the process for everybody, but for me, it was kind of just like a real quick flash, and it was life changing. It was weird. I felt like I don't know how to say it. It was almost like I blacked out, like I went to a different dimension. I'm not sure how long I was there. Uh, I'm not sure how long I was there, how long it was in reality, but for me, I know it felt like I had obtained the knowledge of like 1,000 lifetimes. I felt like I got slapped with the knowledge of 1,000 books. Like I didn't even read them; it was just like imparted. And I went through an ego death. Most people experience this on psychedelics, like mushrooms, ayahuasca, DMT, toad venom, different substances. But at the time, I had no idea about any of this stuff. I heard about mushrooms before, and I might have heard about DMT, I think, off a Joe Rogan podcast or whatever, but I really didn't understand it. Um, but I was clueless to the spiritual world. I was actually like, I was a Christian artist. My whole life was surrounded based on Christianity. My lifestyle, like I was an artist. I traveled telling the world about Jesus. My music uh, had involved. I was in a partnership. Like I was in a group, a duo. And so me and my partner, that's what we did. We did music. We would get booked. We would get paid for shows. We would tour the country, get features, royalties. And that was how, I made a lot of my money. And a lot of my friends and pastors and things like that it was a close knit. And I really lived it. It wasn't for me. Christianity wasn't a go to church on Sundays type of thing. It was a daily thing for me. I felt like I was really pursuing uh, the lifestyle. And then this experience happened and it kind of shattered everything I knew about life, myself. It just made me know, like, let me know I didn't know anything about anything. I felt like my whole life was a lie. And I had to, like, kind of wrestle with my ideas around my religion, around Christianity and my belief system. Because going through this experience, it wasn't like nothing else. It was life altering. And I felt one with everything. I felt so connected to everything. And not like an idea or a thought or read about it. I felt like at one with the all, with source. And when you go through something like that, it kind of challenges whatever belief system you have. Like being a Christian, uh, I was taught, Jesus died on the cross for our sins, and so we could ultimately have a relationship with God, and that's how we could, get to heaven. Or this is how we, be redeemed through Jesus Christ, through His death, His resurrection, and but I couldn't. After having this experience, I felt this oneness, so connected with everything, and it was like, if I'm connected like this, if this experience is true, then I don't think I need a middleman for the source. And at first, I just tried to, sweep it under the rug, like I'm tripping, I'm going to hell, I don't know what happened, whatever it was. I tried to run away from it, and kind of sweep it under the rug, and kind of keep living life like it didn't happen. My wife knew, because it was like I came in the house crying. It was experience for me. I couldn't hide it from her, but to the rest of the world and my friends and stuff, I tried to kind of, even with my music, my fans, I didn't never mention it. I just tried to keep going, and then it resurfaced again, and that's when I realized, like, yo, this isn't going nowhere. This is something that I really need to, kind of pay attention to. And yeah, I knew it was like a journey. I knew it was going to take me somewhere I didn't really want to go. I felt like my life was in a good spot. I was realizing my dreams. I made plans, like, as an artist. Like, my wife watched me grow my career from nothing. literally nothing at all to, writing things on paper and to having the biggest artists in our genre mention us in interviews for us to get flown out, doing 2-week tours in Cali, multiple record labels on the table, out of country dates, WME, William Morris Entertainment, one of the biggest booking agents in the world, reaching out, speaking with us over 2-3 weeks, trying to, figure out how we can work together. Everything was going perfect for me. I was like in a flow state, and this happened to kind of shatter my whole reality, my dreams, everything, just crushed it like a piece of paper. And I knew I had to, kind of start all over. And I instantly knew like it was over. I instantly knew the life I was living, my how I ate, things I listened to, watched, my friends. I just knew it was going. I knew everyone thought I was gonna be crazy. I just felt like my wife knew I was gonna be crazy, and I didn't see how it would kind of work in that moment. You know what I'm saying? But I was hoping and like, yo, I need this to work. Everybody else would call me crazy, but I need my family. Yeah, it was wild. So I'm gonna let her kind of talk about her side of it.
Okay, so for like a couple of weeks, Joe was just like in this state of just bliss. Like it was crazy. He was just like literally in this state of bliss. So he just kept saying, something big is gonna happen, something big. I could just feel it. So I'm like, okay. So the awakening was not the beginning that I was expecting to happen. Let's just say that.
I thought it was some money. I just knew it was a bigger record deal coming. I thought it was something monetary, like something to do with money, a success.
Yeah, we did not. It's crazy because we were literally just like, okay, Joe is excited. Joe is very he's passionate about everything that he does. So he just like, oh, something big gonna happen after this feel, and then it's like, okay, all right. And then dude come in the house and like everything that we were taught is a lie. Everything is one and all of this. And you like, I'm basically like, okay, pump the brakes. Because we've been living as Christians for so long. No, Pookie, you need to go get in the bed. So it was pretty much like, how do I give me something to work with? Because it's like, there was literally nothing to work with. It's like, okay, how do I do this? Because this is just like, and when he went through it, Joe is one of those people that is like, he's one of those people that is like, he is gonna binge watch it. He's gonna try to like make sense of it. And it was just like,
I didn't know what was going on. Like I was not aware that any of this stuff, like when it came to the spiritual situation, I wasn't aware of like the collective consciousness, nothing. But I knew, like nobody I knew had any answers for me. This stuff wasn't taught in school. I never heard of it. I wasn't taught in the neighborhood. I never heard any, nobody around me, friends, family, associates, definitely not the church. I just didn't know what the hell was going on. I legit thought I was going crazy. So I started researching online, YouTube, like, yo, somebody got to know what the hell just happened to me. This had to happen to somebody else. And that's when I started coming across like Kundalini awakenings.
It was not
spiritual awakenings.
Stop.
I mean, I'll search every religion up, down, backwards, forward, trying to figure out like from Hinduism, Buddhism to ancient African. Like it was everything. I was just trying to make sense of what I just experienced. And
all while his wife was still Christian. So I'm like, listening to it's like because we shared an office, so we made where we lived at, we turned our closet into an office, so it was in our bedroom. So when he listening to all of this stuff, it's just like, okay, can you put on your headphones because this stuff is freaking me out. I don't want to hear it. And it was like trying to say it in the right way because it's like I kind of knew he was going through something, but I didn't fully understand. But I didn't want to be. I didn't want what he was going through to jump on me. That's what I thought. I thought that it was like that it was demonic. And I'm like, this dude going through something and I do not need them spirits jumping on me because you know that that's Christians think that everything is like something jumping on them. So that's just, that's what I thought. But it was just so crazy because even when we got married, the guy that married us told us that everything that we would go through it at the same exact time. Sorry, he's supposed to be in the bed. But while Joel was going through his understanding of his awakening, we went to Walmart one morning, and when we went to Walmart one morning, he got out the car. And this particular day, I decided to stay in the car. So I saw this lady laying on the ground, and I'm like, okay, she need help. I saw her pull out this water bottle out of her jacket pocket and like pour it all over herself. So I'm like, she having an anxiety attack. I don't know. So I jump out the car, run over to her. I'm trying to talk to her, but she's not really like talking back to me, but she's responsive. And as soon as I hung the phone up with Rescue, and Rescue was like they was on their way, she just lit a match and set herself on fire in front of me. It turned my whole world literally just upside down. And when this happened to me, it caused me to go through this massive awakening because I started questioning so many things because people were saying, oh, she ain't a child of God and, all this stuff. And it was like, I didn't feel anything. I've always been an empath, always. So it's like I didn't feel anything bad off of her. The only thing I felt was that she was just somebody that was, probably going through something. And she just cared about the situation too much and she didn't know how to deal with it. And it caused me to... This lady, like, I'm a person, like, when my kids get shots, I walk out the room. Like, that's how, like, if my kids, I'm super sensitive. Like, if they get a cut, Joel is handling it. Like, that's just how I am. So imagine somebody melting their whole face off, and the bottle, what I thought was water, was gasoline. So this lady came there to do this specifically, and it was just like, I was being judged left and right, and I feel like when you go through certain things that's traumatic, you tend to reach out to religion because you seeking out, you need answers. And it just made me have so many questions like, okay, God can't be like this. This is horrible. Like, and then things just started snowballing for me where it just started.
I think it kind of opened her mind.
It opened my mind up to a whole nother, like, things that I couldn't even begin to even explain because to me, I thought that God was something that we had to get up and chase every day. I didn't even know that it was something that it's like, okay, if I have a child, like how can me having a child, it's nothing I can do to separate that child from being my child. Like that's what it is. And we've been brought up to believe that. So it was like, for me, it was like, that's what I thought. So I lived that life of feeling like every day that I'm doing something wrong or whatever. But when I went through that, it really started to cause all of these different things, caused me to have all of these different questions and, like to really start seeking answers behind the stuff that I was being told. And the universe just started dealing with me in a whole different light. So it was like, I started going to Joe on certain stuff because I'm like, okay, this is a whole, and we just, pretty much through the whole situation, the biggest thing was being supportive towards each other and not really enforcing what the other one, like I never enforced what I had going on with him. He never enforced what he had going on with me. And even now, like we have our things, we have our things that the universe, deals with us differently. It communicates with us in totally different ways. Like I'm into astrology. I'm into the cosmos and things like that. And it's like the universe, get downloads in the middle of the night, all kind of different things, but the universe deals with us differently. But it's just that allowing that person the room to be able to actually build that relationship with the universe instead of imposing on them or enforcing or, you know, trying to structure it or trying to get that person to see, you know, how you view things, because that does happen whenever we're in a relationship and we're going through awakening. It's like it's either the person that's awakening is trying to like, look, you sleep, you need to wake up, or it's a person that's in a totally different religion or different headspace that's like, you need to get back to the church, you need to this, you need to that, and it causes division. And that's one of the things that I love so much about the universe is that you realize that we're all one. That's one of the things that I love about being this way, is because you realize that there's no such thing as he, she, me, we. You know, it's us or they. It's all that we are all one. You know what I'm saying? Like we all like everything. Everything is just this oneness. There's no division, and I think that it's so amazing because when the universe when you go through your awakening, we go through it as individuals, but it's just being able to, it's like we go through it as individuals, but it shows us that we all one. Like that's the coolest thing, like, you know. So my biggest thing is just saying that, you know, if you're in a relationship and you feel like that this is something that
you experience, like, be patient with your
patience is a big,
because you may not,
it's huge.
You may not like realize or see it from their perspective. You may think they're crazy, but I think having patience of just being supportive is the best thing you could do.
Yeah.
I will say, like, having an awakening, a spiritual awakening, it showed me like any toxic relationships in my life. As far as like friends, or even like with my partner, I wouldn't say it was super, you know, whatever, but having an awakening, it kind of put things in perspective for you, and it allow you to like remove different things out of your life. So like that could be people, that could be where you work, that could be your career, it could be a wealth of different things, but having that, hey, stop, you're gonna go to the room now. Having that awakening will kind of put things in perspective. Shh. Be quiet. Having an awakening will put different things in perspective for you and kind of show you what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody having an awakening, they're not thinking from the same perspective that you may think they once were. They're on a whole another mind state. So a lot of the things that they've experienced is going to be much different from the everyday life. And there's no going back. You can't turn around and unsee or unfeel what you've seen in these experiences. And I realized that some do. I was talking to a friend, and their marriage actually ended due to him having an awakening and his wife didn't understand. And I guess it is what it is, but at the end of the day, I'm thankful that ours made it through. And we both on the same path now. Alright, we're not gonna hold y'all too much longer. This guy's obviously not letting us shoot this video.
Say good night. Say good night.
Alright, I'm Joe.
Lexi.
Cosmic Combos. And reach out if anybody's going through this or anything. This is something that I wish I really had support on. In my spiritual journey, everybody around me thought I was crazy. I lost a lot of people. I'm thankful my wife stepped through. So y'all hit us up. We're gonna post our link to our Facebook group down there in the description. If you got any questions, hit us up, join the group, let's build, let's talk, and Cosmic Combos.